right. Welcome, guys, to the Week 12 update slash recap slash whatever you want to call it this week. Because I have noticed that I've changed it every week. But so a couple of notes. The NFL's insane with pushing games around all over the place so that we had Wednesday football and it wasn't even Wednesday night football. Apparently, it wasn't Wednesday night football because NBC wanted to air the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting in prime time. So NFL did not get their wish to have that game in prime time. And now we've got football again today. So this recap's coming out a little late. We didn't do one last week because of Thanksgiving, took the week off. But this week, we've also got games moved. We've got the Washington game that's now Monday night, and the Cowboys-Ravens is now Tuesday night. So if you have any players in the Cowboys-Ravens game, make sure to put them, give them backup designations in the chat. And if the game doesn't happen, then we can, go from there. If you have any trades you want to make, this is the trade deadline, right? So make sure to get any trades in.
So is the hard deadline Tuesday, Monday night? When does this week end according to the site?
So I can check real quick, but I believe it ends with the end of the last game.
Okay.
So any trades that have not, so any trades that are not pending by then, do not happen. So
but
let me
if they are pending,
that.
they can be approved afterwards. Okay.
Yes. So so it's after this week's games. So Tuesday night game should be that final deadline. And then the trades will open back up in the off season as soon as the championship game is over in week 16, because week 17 championship games are stupid, and I'm not doing that in this league.
Man's got to have a code.
Yeah. So that's all I got for, league notifications. Let's take a look at what happened last week. So first off,
start out with what happened to you.
Let's start off with what happened to me, because I have a couple things to say. So I lost primarily, I'd say, because of a man named Tyreek Hill, who put up not the best fantasy game ever, but at least the second best fantasy game ever. I think Jerry Rice had a game where he scored 5 touchdowns. So just an insane game. If you took 30 points away from his score, he'd still have a 27-point game, which is like a very, very good fantasy wide receiver score. And I would have won by like a decimal margin. I'm not happy about it, but also, what a game. Meanwhile,
I gotta say that props to Rocco in chat for just bringing that to everyone's attention as it was happening. That was definitely kind of just like a little highlight to my day when I saw that going on.
Yeah, a little punch in the gut, and that's what fantasy football is all about. Additionally, one of my best wide receivers, the number 8 wide receiver on the season, Will Fuller, is apparently he was that good because of some PEDs. So he is now suspended for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think they made him secrete some sticky hormones from his hand instead of sweat so he could catch the ball better.
Yeah, exactly. Or something that kept him healthy for a full season, which he's never done. So if anyone's, want to make some trade offers looking long-term, hit me up. That's all I got for me. It's going to be hard to make that playoff push without him. I was really, looking forward to having him in.
I know how that feels.
Let's talk about what happened to you. Losing to another team without a quarterback.
I lost to another team playing only one quarterback. Oh my God, it hurts. And even then, he also had Todd Gurley, who didn't play. So he had 2 players who gave him zeros. Granted, I also had one who gave me a big fat 0. John Smith wasn't even targeted in that game from the Titans, but still, God damn it. Oh, and I'm not the only one. Scott, Keely, and I are kind of, we're kind of like the Three Musketeers of doing shit this season.
Yeah, and not for lack of trying either. It's just
except for
the
Scott in the
fantasy
beginning.
gods have just been laying one down
We've
over
got
all of
good
you.
players who just never seem to want to perform. Except for Scott in the beginning when he wasn't actually trying and his players were doing good enough that he still won his 2 games.
Well, so we are right here at the end of the season. So let's look at what the playoff picture looks like. So right now, we've got in first, Mr. Mojo Rising, second me, third Tim, fourth Rick, fifth Boomer, sixth Rocco, seventh Nick, eighth Scott, ninth you, and Keely bringing up the rear. So in the playoffs, we've got Rich and myself with buys, provided standings don't change between this week and next week, which they very well can, because we have 5 teams all with 8-4 records, or 4 teams all with 8-4 records. So that whole bye week situation can really change up depending upon who wins and loses in week 13.
Oh yeah, that battle between me and Keely for the bottom of the barrel there. If she beats me, we'll have equal records.
Well, it's funny enough because you 4, Keely, Nick, Scott, and yourself are in the running for the Nick Cage. So we'll have to see how that turns out. I still haven't found a trophy shop that will make a bust of Nick Cage with maybe like some, I'm thinking petrified bull scrotum, like right over his head.
You're
or
doing
something,
it
right?
Straight out of the league. You're
straight out of the league. Not even trying to. I never do.
I kind of feel bad for Nick because, like, if you just look at the standings, he's at 6-6. Which, like, if Rocco loses this week and Nick wins, that puts him and Rocco at actually probably put Nick above Rocco because. Well, no, he's got less points then, but still, they're pretty close. That could actually bump Rocco down with us. Either way,
yeah. If he wins,
8th place is 2-10. There's a very big difference there, and I kind of feel bad that he's down in the mud with us.
Yeah, because he can totally, if he puts up a big enough week and Rocco puts up a bad enough week, he could close that point gap. It's only 44 points, so he could very well make it into the playoffs.
He does have to go against Rick. And Rocco does have to go against Scott. So it is a little bit not quite an even level matchup for the week to determine what's happening. But stranger things have happened in fantasy.
Yes, especially in this league. But that's what our playoff picture is looking like. It looks like it's going to be a fierce battle. Much, much closer and much more exciting than any of my other leagues. So I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, this is definitely turning out to be a bit of a nail biter at the top and the bottom to see really who's gonna succeed the best and who's gonna suck the worst.
And you know what's funny is that this was the same last season too. We had like such tight grouping of scores. I mean, it's unlike any other fantasy league I've played in where typically things get more spread out. You've got some guys, the guys that are at the bottom, were in the bottom for the first 6 weeks and then decided to stop playing. And so then you get like these guys with like 2-10 records, but we don't have that, right?
We've got people who've been trying their damnedest who still have 2-10 records.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny enough, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't have anything else.
No, I don't have anything else. I was going to see if I could do a quick check to see how the playoffs look compared to last year's.
Yeah, do it. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to remind everyone.
Don't remember how to do that.
Trade deadline. Set your lineups. There is a game tonight, and make sure to designate backups for Tuesday night games. I know Boomer screwed that up, and he meant to designate someone in case Roethlisberger didn't play. Lucky for him, Roethlisberger did play, but still, make sure to set backups. We never know what's going to happen with COVID, and things can just get worse.
Alrighty. We actually have a very similar setup for 2019 season. There was you and Tim with the bye weeks, but you guys, Keely, Rich, Rick and Rocco were in the top bracket, and it was Nick, myself, Scott, and Boomer actually in the bottom bracket. So Keely and Boomer have switched out. But other than that, they're pretty much identical to last season and this season. The records were different, but the people there in the brackets are the same.
Yeah, I guess we got some teams that need to do a rebuild. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyways, till next week.
So next time, everybody.